Mark Nelson.
Hi, this is Christopher Brown from GeeksUnleashed.net talking to Mark Nelson, developer of Kingdoms of Amalur Reconing. What can you tell us about the game? We're all very excited about it.
Sure. Reconing is a big open world RPG, single player game, kind of in the vein of games like Morrowind that you played before in Oblivion, and set in the world of Amalur, a world created by R.A. Salvatore, with art direction by Todd McFarlane. So this is coming out next fall, and we're real excited about it.
Not to press too many buttons or try to see if we could get information that you can't give out, but what can you tell us about the character development system in the game?
Not too much yet, quite honestly. Obviously, we're an open world RPG. We want you to be able to create a character that you feel good about, that you feel like you can actually role play. So, we got a long way to go. We'll be telling you more details about it as we go.
I was aware that Todd McFarlane helped with the art direction on the game, and because of his extensive work in the field, the world promises to be very immersive. And judging from the demo that we saw, the palette is very rich, and the monsters and enemies that you will encounter in the combat sequences as well are very immersive. What can you tell us about those?
Todd's an amazingly detail-oriented person. He's really hands-on with all of the art. Todd critiques the art. Every single week he goes through everything that you might see in the game. So frame by frame through animations, piece by piece through concept art. Todd's hands are all over this game, and he's been an incredible asset to the team.
It's very outstanding. And the world seems very immersive in and of itself. Would you be able to tell us if it's a fully playable world, or if you're stuck within certain areas of the map?
Sure. So for the single player game, we've chosen one chunk of the world of Amalur. It's a huge world. It's the size of a real world. And setting one game we just needed to carve out our own little chunk of it to really go into a detailed level and really let you experience what it feels like to live in Amalur.
Very, very outstanding. And would you be able to tell us how many hours of playtime it would accomplish to beat the initial story of this?
Man, it's always a hard question to answer, right? Because being a big open world RPG, games like this are about choice, and people are going to play them in very different ways. Some people love to rush through and just blow through that main quest in 10 hours. Other people want to look into every nook and cranny in the world, and it might take them 100 hours. So it's really hard to answer that question. It's really going to depend on how you want to play.
True. Now, coming back into gameplay, I know that we've been mainly talking about the single-player aspect of it in the story mode. What can you tell us about the MMO aspect of it? Is it a PvP-based or a PvE-based system?
So we're just working on the single-player game. It's a separate game from Copernicus, which is being developed by our Boston studio. So Reckoning is only the single-player game, and we're developing that down in Big Huge Games in Baltimore.
Outstanding. And in closing, I'd like to ask the question that me and all my other hosts will be dying to know. How can someone get involved in the beta of this game, and when would that be able to happen?
We have made no plans for our beta yet. We're just right now trying real hard to get all the content in the game so we can get it out to people to play as soon as humanly possible.
Outstanding. Thank you very much for the time, and have a great day, and we're looking very, very forward to Reckoning.